Hello, friends. Welcome to all of you for the Global Women Empowerment Sessions 2020. As part of this program, today we have with us Uthara from India. She will be sharing about teachings from Master Anastasia. Anastasia is the beautiful spiritual master from Russia. She shared with Vladimir, the author of the book, her unique outlook on incredible ideas about spiritual forming and on various subjects as diverse as gardening, child rearing, healing, nature, sexuality, religion, and many more. Till now, 10 volumes of books have been released through this author, Vladimir. And she brought a lot of eco awareness in Russia, and she shared about the magical properties of the cedar trees, the ringing cedars, like we can call them as a pine trees. So today, let's listen more wisdom about the teachings of Master Anastasia from Master Uthara. And friends, and under the guidance of our master Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, we have started this 111 days of global goddess meditation circle with 111 feminine masters across the globe. So the main intention of this program is to bring and to connect with all the feminine masters across the globe so that we can collectively create the global collective grid across this planet Earth. And before starting of our session, let's meditate for 2 minutes by connecting with all the higher beings. And I request everyone to please close your eyes and start observing your normal and natural breath. Meditation is all about calming our mind. Completely connect with your breath. Just focus on your breathing, my dear friends. Now, let's invite all the divine goddesses' energies, Master Anastasia, angels, archangels, nature spirits, all the higher beings of love and light, and all the feminine masters in this universe. Let's connect with all of them and do meditation, my dear friends. Silence your mind and completely experience the divine healing energies flowing from all these divine beings. Let each and every cell, every part, every energy center in your body be completely filled with this golden light, divine healing energies from all these masters. Now, let's send and radiate this love and compassionate energies to all the beings on this planet Earth. May all the living beings on this planet Earth live happy, healthy, and peaceful. Let each and every person on this planet Earth become a meditator and a vegetarian for the highest and the greatest good of all. Now gently place your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and you can slowly open your eyes, my dear friends. So I'm so happy to introduce today's speaker, Master Uthara from India. She is a great meditator. She's from Chennai, India. She has been doing a lot of community work in Chennai, spreading meditation in schools, colleges, and also she's taking meditation session for kids. And she's a psychologist by profession. She's a spiritual teacher, master, and she's expertised in various subjects. So let's listen from this wonderful master. Welcome, Master Uthara.
Hello all. Thank you, Lakshmi ma'am, for giving this opportunity. I thank Brahmashi Pitamaha Patriji on this occasion for giving us Anapanasati meditation. Hello all. I'm Uthara. And today I would like to share with you all the teachings of Anastasia. I have read a few spiritual books, but this was one of the books which had a great impact. This series of Anastasia is a series of books which is about 10 volumes. Anastasia is the enlightened master who is a living master. She is there in Russia and she's been guiding through her thoughts, through her energies to many souls in this world. And this Anastasia is a series of book which has been written by Vladimir Megre. Anastasia, the enlightened master, she gets married to Vladimir Megre, and they also have two children, Volodya and Anasta. The first one, a boy and a girl. And this series of books is all about her journey as an enlightened master and also her teachings. And each and every volume is being written by Vladimir Megre. He used to go and visit the Siberian taiga. Anastasia lives in the Siberian forest. She's still there. And Vladimir Megre, he used to go visit Anastasia. And through every teachings, he comes back, he writes the book. And this is how the journey of the books has been published through a span of few years. And the entire journey of Anastasia, the enlightened master, has been given in this series of books. Today, I'm happy to share with you all her journey and few of her teachings as well. This book starts with the importance of the cedar trees. Anastasia mentions that the nature is being given by the universe so that man can evolve to his highest self with the help of nature. And that is the emphasis which is being said in each and every volume, how man is utilizing this nature to evolve himself to his highest self. And this is the overall crux of the book. She says that each and every being in this world, every plant, every insect, every animal is being created for man and to serve man. And nature in all ways is helping man in his evolution. And how well man can utilize this nature, how well of the cedar trees. The cedar trees in the Siberian forest, it grows for a span of 500 long years. And she says that this cedar trees is one of the biggest gift nature, the universe has given. And this each and every part of the cedar tree has cosmic intelligence in it. And whoever is utilizing any part of the plant, any part of the tree would be benefited. She says that these trees grow for 500 long years, they accumulate all the cosmic intelligence. And she also says that being with the nature, being with every plant around us, every tree around us, uh, every animal around us, nature always works with interrelationship, inter exchange of information and intelligence. So the more we are with nature, the nature itself, through the interintelligence, the exchange of interintelligence through plants and animals, man can evolve himself to the highest good. So she is in amidst the cedar trees in the Russian Siberian taiga, and she says the importance of these plants. After 500 years, these plants, they start making ringing sounds, and this is how they convey human beings that we are ready now and we have accumulated the entire cosmic intelligence within us. And please come and take us. Please come and utilize us. This is how the cedar trees calls each and every human being out there. And the first journey of Vladimir Megre to the Siberian forest, he will be hearing the story of this cedar trees, and he also starts utilizing those. They have made pendants. He starts utilizing those pendants, and that is how he gets rid of his digestive issues which he has. So this is how the journey starts. Vladimir Megre comes and meets. He stays in the forest for almost 3 days with Anastasia, and that's when Anastasia starts explaining each and every concept. So this is about the importance of the cedar trees. And as I mentioned before, this book is a combination of her own journey as well as her teachings. The primary teaching which she emphasizes is, she says that perfect the dwelling land. I repeat, perfect the dwelling land. She says that wherever you are, in whichever land you are, take care of your own land. In the modern day, the modern man has left the connection with the Mother Earth. She says that the connection has to be established back between the man and the land wherever he stays. It's important for us. The Mother Earth has all the wisdom, and it's important for every human being to have a very deep connection with the Mother Earth. And that land itself will provide whatever the man needs, and all the plants and the animals around him. So this is the lesson which she emphasizes, perfecting the dwelling land. She says that whatever you intake, spend time on consciously taking food which is being grown in your own land. So she also has mentioned a lot about how to plant your own trees. She says that every human being has to plant, has to take their food from their own land. The food which is being grown in their own land knows the knowledge, knows what a man at that house needs. What is he lacking? So it accumulates all the minerals, it accumulates even the cosmic intelligence, and it grows and it serves man. And even the animals there, they know what kind of intelligence, what kind of information exchange has to take place with the human being. So she emphasizes on this, and she says that each and every human being has to have their own king domain. She calls this as a king domain, wherein every family have to have their own kin domain. So in that space, they have to create the future generation. And this would be the best gift every human being can give their own children. This space, which she's calling it as kin domain, is a space which has all the plants and the animals which is needed for his own evolution and for the future generation as well. And the more the man interacts, the more the man is connected with his own land, the more he establishes a deep connection with his own land and the plants and the animals around him, then those plants and animals are always there. Anastasia claims herself to be a Vedic Russian. She says that I'm here to get back the wisdom of the Vedic period. And this is how every human being in the Vedic period they lived. Every human being at that point had their own land, and they built houses based on all the materials they got from their own land. They had the food from their own land, and that is how they were so much connected. The land was infused with the man's intelligence, and it knew everything what a man wanted. She says that every cedar tree which is there in everybody's house will fulfill the need of a person, because that tree itself has everything what a man needs, as well as the plants which he himself is cultivating in his own land. And that is how, because in these days, in modern civilization right now, these days, we are not having a connection with our own motherland. We are not having food which is being cultivated with our own hands. And that is why these days today, since people have moved so far away from the nature, they are getting all kinds of diseases. If you are always in deep connection with your own land, and she emphasizes on spending more time on this, and that is how people in the Vedic period they spent all of their time in co-creating, in perfecting the land wherever they were. Day in and day out, they were taking care of the plants and the animals, and in turn the plants and the animals took care of all of them. She says that each and every animal had its own purpose, had its own way of serving man. In those days, most of the wild animals were also considered as animals which can be brought up at our own house. Bears, wolves, and all of them were there with man to help man in whatever he needed. So this is one of the primary teachings which she emphasizes, and today Russian government has considered this, and they have started providing 1 hectare of land to each and every human being who is willing to go take up a hectare of land, perfect his own land, and build his own kingdom in his own land, create a space of love for himself. She says that any creation which comes from the space of love, it just adds up to the mother's love. And it's important. Mother Earth has been longing for the love for a very long time, and that time now it has come back, and all human beings, um, she emphasizes on creating their own land. And she says that every human being is here to add up that love to the Mother Earth. And Russian government, they have agreed and they have started. So this is one of the primary teachings which she emphasizes. And there has also been her own experiences. Now I would like to share with you all a few of her experiences, the way she leads, and she gives a lot of importance to the purity from within, which is very, very important. So whenever a woman is pure from within, whenever she is connected to the nature all the time, then none of the force can come and harm a woman or take charge of the women. And this happens with her also, knowing, getting to know the teachings of Anastasia. Few people, few men from military, they go to the taiga, they try to attack Anastasia, but at that moment a ray of light, they pass through the bodies of the people who are trying to attack her. She tries to explain that do not try to convince people or do not try to save people with force. Anything that is happening with force is against nature. That is what she's trying to emphasize. But these people, they didn't leave her. And the moment they try to attack Anastasia, their body gets split up into two. They could see their own mind and their own body. This experience was there for few hours in them. They realized, looking at their own mind and their own body, how their body has been damaged with all the pollutants, with all the unnecessary food they have been taking. When they looked at their own body, they were not able to see their own body. And when it comes to mind, how harmful thoughts their mind had, how much of a negative thoughts their mind had, they realized. And finally, after the experience which stayed for few hours, their bodies, their mind body and their physical body is getting merged back. And then Anastasia forgives them. So even when some person is coming to take your own life, the kind of forgiveness she had, she goes and she says, I forgive you for what you did to me. I completely understand. And this was something which I learned from her, that the kind of forgiveness she has towards people. And one more experience is about a small girl near the village of the forest who used to come. Anastasia also used to go and visit the nearby villages at times. So at that point, one of the girls, she approaches Anastasia and she says that she has been longing to have mother's milk for a very long time. And when she longs for it, when Anastasia hears the words of the small girl who is longing to have mother's milk, the girl used to say, from my childhood, I don't know how I was born. I don't, nobody fed me mother's milk. I have never seen my mother. She just comes and she lies over the lap of Anastasia and she says, and the moment when this girl is longing for mother's love, Anastasia's breast automatically starts giving milk to the small girl. At that time of feeding, the girl, she loses her consciousness, but the kind of unconditional love she has for each and every human being, I could feel that in that experience of Anastasia, where she just gives her milk to the small kid who was longing. So unconditional love and the giving nature of a woman. This is what I felt uh, when I read that experience of her. So, in this way, many experiences. At the age of 4, Anastasia's parents, they left their body. She was there in the taiga. Of course, her grandparents were there. Her grandfather and great grandfather were always there, but they used to be mostly near the village. They were not entirely there in the forest. At the age of 4, when Anastasia's parents, they passed away, this girl all alone, after a time she got to know that my parents passed away. And just after a few hours, her granddaughter, her great grandfather, he used to say that she started doing her responsibilities. At that point, she has to collect some wood and she has to place it near the river bank. She started collecting the pieces of wood. She went near to the river bank and she started doing her work. Anastasia also emphasizes on being responsible, uh, inclining ourselves to the spiritual practices. Practicing all these spiritual practices doesn't mean that we have to give up our responsibility. She always emphasizes, and the great grandfather, he always admired Anastasia for the responsibility she has. She takes care of the entire forest where she is living. From the age of 4, I could see a sense of responsibility in her. That is what her great grandfather admires. And she also says that there are two legs for every human being, and it's so important that each and every human being has to place one of his legs for his own responsibilities and the other for his own evolution through all the spiritual practices. She says that keeping both your legs on the ground is very, very important. At times, one of your leg, they keep going ahead, but still do remind yourself of the responsibilities which you have. Take care of your own family, take care of the king domain, take care of your own space of love. Wherever you are, just take care of the space of love which you have created for yourself, which you have created for the future generation. And again, this is one of the teachings which she emphasizes. There are many, many experiences in the book, a lot of experiences and journey. Just few experience with her child Volodya, I would like to say. When it comes to parenting, the freedom with which Anastasia, she just takes care of her son and her daughter, but at the same time, she also had given them a lot of freedom wherever they wanted to go, whatever they wanted to do and explore. And when Volodya, when he was trying to compete with the wolf, and when he was trying to win over the race, she says that whatever you do, Volodya, have a thing, have a thought in your mind, and as well as visualize it. If you're running, just visualize that you're running like this, you're running in this speed, and then do. So, this is again one of the teachings which he is emphasizing. Before whatever we do, create an image in our own mind that we are doing that particular action, and then do the action so that you'll have a clear picture along with your own thoughts. Also, create images. She says that creating images is very, very powerful when it comes to training your mind. An image is one of the most powerful technique. You can train your mind to think faster and to make your mind more sharper, to get inclined with the higher intelligence. Images, they create a 3D version of everything. So it's important to create, like whenever we visualize, have clear images in yourself so that you will be able to do the same action in a much better way. So this is one of the lessons she used to teach, and this book covers a lot of experiences. She talks about, as Lakshmi said, she talks about parenting. She talks about how a child, when she is inclined, this is a very recent case study, a child in Russia, because she was so much inclined to the universal intelligence, to the cosmic intelligence. She got the knowledge of how the atom bombs and all other bombs are working. And when Russian government was trying to make the most powerful weapon, nuclear weapon, this girl, through her thoughts, through her thoughts, she had a deep connection with the Mother Earth, and she started conversing with the bacteria and the virus. And this bacteria and virus, they went on and they slowly started eating all the nuclear weapons which was placed in a very secured room. This girl, she just did a wonder by just connecting herself with the universal intelligence. She was able to switch off the most powerful nuclear weapon. So that is what Anastasia claims. The so-called modern natural, the so-called modern technological world has lost its natural innate power to connect with the universal intelligence. And when you connect yourself with the universal intelligence. It's much more powerful. It's much more powerful than the entire technology world can do. Imagine just a thought of a small school going child. Because she was connected through her thoughts, she was able to switch off. And that's what Anastasia says, that the so called modern technological world is nowhere equivalent. The more you get inclined to your higher self, the more you get connected with your Mother Earth, that's when you actually get to know the power within your own self. And man, being the most highly evolved human being, he should always be in touch. The plant is always in connection with the universe. The animal is always in connection with the universe. But man these days, very sadly, has lost all the connection. And that is why he is attracting all the diseases. And the main purpose of man being on this earth plane is to evolve himself to his highest self. And the very purpose of the man, he has lost the memory of it. The entire mankind has lost the memory that they are here. Their purpose here is to co create. She always emphasizes that just perfect the place around you. Keep on beautifying it, whatever you can add. Just keep interacting with the plants and the animals. Every couple, before they are getting married, she emphasizes in those days in Vedic time how they got married. They chose their own land. They created their space of love. They created their own house with all the plant materials. And only after that, they started living their life as married couples. In those days, so much of emphasis was given was for the space of love you create. It's important you have a bond. And it's important that people find their partners based on the aspiration, based on what they want to create for the future generation, what they want to create on this planet Earth. It's not based on anything else. And this union based on co-creating together is very important. I would like to end this with a small story which he says how human mankind has forgotten his own innate nature to evolve himself and how it all has changed. Many stories she has given in the series of all these books. This is one of my favorite ones. There was a village in the Vedic period, and all the village people, they used to meet once in 3 years. They gathered together and they used to have a conversation with God. According to them, their conversation with God was just a very normal conversation, how you used to have with your own friends. They just used to gather, they used to ask questions, and they used to receive answers in silence. So this was one of the rites which was followed by all the Vedic period. So they've been doing this. Let it be a very simple question or let it be a very complicated question, people used to ask. So one small kid, she asked during the meeting, she asked that I've been getting wrinkles during the cold weather. What can I do for this? And then she got an answer that, though these wrinkles are there, you look very beautiful, girl. So it's okay. If you want me to remove, I'll remove. Else, if you want to have it, you can have it. But it's very, very beautiful. And she wanted to get rid of those wrinkles. And when she asked for it, those wrinkles were removed. So this was the gathering that used to happen every 3 years. And what happened was, after a while, all these people in the village, they were there for a gathering, and few monks from other place, they came there and they said that the way you're interacting with God is not the right way. We will teach you. We are here, 100 of us, and 99 families are there, so we are sufficient enough. We will teach you how to pray God. And then slowly they started guiding them to build structures like churches, and in those days, all the temples. So each and every family was guided by a monk. They started building. And in that, slowly, they started having competition, which was not a healthy one. They had all the jealous thoughts. They started harming each other through their words, started claiming that however we pray is the best one, and what you're doing is not the right one. The structure, however you have built, is not the right one, and all that. And then what happened? This passed on, this went on for years and years, and people finally forgot to take care of their own land. All the plants in their own land, they started drying out. The animals, they were longing for good food, and these people were so engrossed in building new structures, claiming themselves that they are praying God in a much better way. And then they started fighting. Slowly, all this Cold War started happening, and each and every family had a lot of jealous thoughts, had a lot of harmful words. They started hurting each other, claiming that they are the best, they are the best. This went on for years and years, and slowly these people started forgetting that they have to meet every 3 years once to get clear. Whatever answers they wanted, they can get it. They forgot completely. This went on for few years, almost 2 years. They skipped talking to their God. For them, it was a very innocent, normal, natural conversation, like how they used to talk like a friend, but now they have forgot everything. And these monks, they have their entire lifestyle has been changed. Suddenly, these people realized, after constructing all their church and temples, they started realizing that, God has to come to my temple, God has to come to my church, God has to come to my church. And then they gathered again. That's when they started recollecting that they used to meet every 3 years, and now it's not happening for the past 6, 7 years. And then again, they all together, they called God. And now, what they got as answer from the God was, they heard a voice saying, we were all created with an intention to co-create, with an intention to take care of this Mother Earth. And all you people in the process of building your own temples and church have totally forgotten to take care of your own land. And I feel bad for that. I can't come to any one particular church because this entire universe has all my particles in it. I am there everywhere. How can you expect me to be there only in one church, only in one temple? All of us, initially the universe, all of you in this village especially had that knowledge that this universe, every human being in this universe was created with the purpose to co-create, to beautify, to take care of this Mother Earth, to take care of this motherland. But all you people in this process have forgotten. If you want me to be with you, please do take care. We have all come here with the promise of co-creating this land, with the promise of being the co-creator. I can't take care of this entire earth all alone by myself. That is why all of us were created. And you people have forgotten your own promise, what you gave when you came to this land, when you came to this Mother Earth. I want you people to remember the promise you made. You promised that you will take care of each and every creation, each and every plant, each and every animal. You will not harm them. You'll take care of them. And by taking care of them, you evolve yourself to the highest version of yourself. And all you people have forgotten that. That was the voice which they heard finally, and then they realized. And Anastasia says this is what is happening in the modern society. We all have come here to co-create this land, to beautify this land, to have a deep connection with the Mother Earth. The Mother Earth has got all the wisdom in it. It teaches you everything. It just asks you to give some love. And it's always an exchange. It's been giving us love through the plants that's been growing on Mother Earth, through all the animals. It's been giving us so much of love. And in return, a human being is polluting the land, is harming all the creatures. And she requests the entire humankind to get reminded of the promise, to get reminded of the purpose of every man to be here on this planet Earth. Just get reminded, and everything else will follow. She has also, through her visualization, she has created wonderful images, and she says that tomorrow it has started happening in Russia, and tomorrow slowly every family will have their own land. They will start beautifying their own land, and that is why we are all here on earth, to have a deeper connection with the Mother Earth, to beautify our own land, to be in deep connection with the plants and the animals around us. And slowly community living, kingdom minds have started establishing. And she says that this world is getting back itself to the period how people lived during the Vedic times. And slowly it is getting back. So these are a few of the teachings from Anastasia, a wonderful book. Kindly go through the book, and a lot of research has also been happening, and they have tested people who have read this book, who have read all the volumes, and they have compared with people who have not read it. A proper research experiment was conducted, and it was found that 21% improvement has happened for all the people in all the aspects of themselves, their physical life, their mental makeup, the emotional healing. A lot of people, because Anastasia, she gets connected to people through her books, through her thoughts, and whenever we read her book, we get connected to her consciousness. And I request all of you, ebooks are available. Kindly go through her books. Whatever I have told today is just a very small bit of whatever she has given in the entire series of the 10 volumes. Thank you all. Thank you for giving this opportunity to share with you all. And now we will do some meditation. Let's experience her essence. Let's get connected to Anastasia. Close your eyes, sit comfortably. Do not open your eyes until I say so. Keep observing your normal, natural breath. Just observe your normal, natural breath. Close your eyes and start observing your normal, natural breath. The next 15 minutes, let's just observe our normal, natural breath. Thank you all. You can slowly open your eyes. After placing your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds, slowly open your eyes. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Uttara, for this amazing session. And what you said is very true. Like, thank you so much for sharing the valuable teachings of Master Anastasia. Yes, it's very important for every human being, like perfecting the dwelling land, or as you said, we have to grow our own food. We have to grow food in our own land. How we should know how to plant our own trees, because the plants know the knowledge what exactly the man needs. And thank you so much for sharing this valuable insights from this book. And yes, we have to establish a deep connection with our own land. And it's very good to know that Russian government has given access to everyone to create their own land. And thank you so much, Tara, for this, for bringing all these valuable teachings of Master Anastasia in this short span of time. So great to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Lakshmi. Thank you. Thank
Now,
you.
friends, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Yeah, we have received like, yeah. So, and I would like to know, like he has explained the beautiful process of keeping the seed in our saliva, right? Could you please
Yes.
explain about that process, if you
Yes. Yeah,
know?
sure. So, um, yeah. So, since everything has been mentioned in detail, I just gave an overview.
Yes.
So, the concept is called as Dr. Seed, where she says that, every seed, she also explains in detail how you have to plant every plant. And when it comes to seed, the seed has to have the knowledge of the human being. So that is what she says. And it's important that the seed gets the knowledge. To get the knowledge of the human being who is going to have the food, she says that you have to keep the seed in your saliva below your tongue for 9 minutes at least.
Oh,
And take out the seed, expose it to the sunlight for few seconds, and then you have to exhale your air, your own breath air, the exhaling breath. You have to expose the seed to your breath, and then you have to sow the seed to the soil. So when you're doing this, the seed is getting all the information. Whenever it is mixing with the saliva, it gets the information for that particular human body, because every human body have their own, though we have all common parts, organs in us, every human organ functions in a different way, and the knowledge which is there in every organ is different. So whatever the body requires, so that knowledge will be imbibed within the seed. And when that seed grows into a plant, that plant gives vegetables and fruits, which also has the knowledge of the human being, as well as collects the cosmic intelligence from cosmos. And when the human being is having that particular food, if we all had the enough cosmic intelligence, we wouldn't have got any disease, right? So that's the basic science. So the essential cosmic intelligence which is required for that particular body is collected by the vegetable and the fruit of that plant. And whenever a human being is having that particular fruit and vegetable, he gets rid of all the diseases, and the body gets in tune with the nature's intelligence and nature's field.
yes.
Yeah, so everything is given in detail in the book. So please read the book. So this particular concept of Dr. Seed is there in volume 1.
Yes.
So all of you can read the book.
Before I have read 2 volumes of the book, I need to complete the other 8 volumes. And thank you so much. Really, when I read the book, I
Okay.
Master Anastasia, and
Okay.
even I got the Cedar. oil also. It gave me best results, and yeah, it's wonderful. Thank you, Uttara, for this, for sharing all these valuable teachings. And about the parenting tips also, she has beautifully explained in her book, like spiritual parenting. So, friends, we request everyone to
Yes.
please read all the volumes of Anastasia book. Yeah, very insightful session. And we have received one more comment also. There was a great session, wonderful teaching. She's, uh, she's Shrilu, one of the master in UK. Yeah, thank you, Shrilu. Yes. Okay, friends, this is all about today. And let's connect with one more master tomorrow. Until then, signing off. Bye, everyone. Bye, Uttara. Thank you so much once
Thank
again.
you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.